my God, is it working this time? We're working this time. Look at that, look at that, look at that. I think I figured out what was going wrong. Okay. I figured out what was going wrong. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Okay, so guys, yeah, I think it was user error. So I owe apologies to Riverside. They should clarify this a bit more on the back end. It doesn't make sense. Um, yeah. Anyways, that's a behind the scenes thing. I do need to clarify one thing here. Okay. I want to make sure my audio is good. Can you all hear me well? Okay, yes. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm live. I see I'm on here. I'm going to give it a few minutes in case anyone joins, and then I'm going to get started. Um, yeah, I'm so happy I figured this out. It's crazy. Um, do 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 do. And then let's see here. Yes, we are live with Majin on Loaded Scope. Yes. Okay, look, yeah, okay. I had to make all my stuff, make sure it was working properly. Yes. Because I made it work. Because I made that. I made that work. I made that happen. So, I want to see if you all can even hear that on this end. Yes, you could. You could. So, yes, I am late. But when am I not? But I'm late today just because I thought I had this set for my typical time because I'm not normally ready to do anything at 6 o'clock. I am getting off of work. I am making dinner, if not eating dinner, and getting ready for the next day. I have to decompress from the day before I get into something else. Absolutely not. But so this was a mistake on my end. I just put the wrong time and I moved the time up instead of back like I wanted to. Um, I need to make sure I watch that moving forward. But, here we are. Okay. I'm trying to lighten the mood here because I know this is going to probably be a heavy one. And I'm kind of just delaying it at this point just because I know it's about to be heavy. So, excuse me if I make off-color jokes or if you hear me laugh, because more than likely it's like a nervous laugh. It's more than likely not at the situation. Because you see the thumbnail, you see the title. Today I'm going to be reading on Prince Andrew and the recent news about his arrest and what that could be meaning. Now that I would say one of the more well-known dominoes in the whole and perpetrators and colluders in this whole thing has been caught, and people have been wanting repercussions to happen, not just people getting fired or being pushed out from their jobs or having to leave, or they're getting the verbal whiplashing and stuff like that, the verbal lashings and the how dare you and I can't believe that of you. You're actually starting to see some legal repercussions, some actual accountability happen to the rich and powerful that were involved in these cases and in these situations. So now that one of the biggest, more known dominoes in the Blankstein files has come out, I'm wondering, are we actually going to start seeing more happen, more repercussions, more accountability happen? Because I know we're not seeing it here in America at all. We're really behind on the ball on this here in America, but I just want to see what's going to come up and what's going to possibly be is this too bright? I need to make sure. Maybe it's just a smidge. But I want to see what's going to come out of this in regards to kind of like what's going to be coming up for Andrew now that yeah, it is a bit washed out. So hold on. Let's see here. Is that better? Can you see that better? Yeah, you can. I gotta keep you all basically in the dark. But yeah, so now it looks too dark on YouTube. But you can't see the cards, and that's what matters most. So yeah, I know I, for one, am hopefully hoping to, I, for one, am hoping to see more repercussions and accountability be had in regards to those who were involved in the blank scene files. And again, I'm just playing around with different algo speak when it comes to this situation, just because I know there is a lot of filtering and like suppression stuff that's happening every single time blank scene come up. So I'm trying something to see if it works. Now, outside of that, one of the I would say one of the things I want you all to keep in mind as I go into this reading is that I am human. You are human. Hello. Um, but I am an intuitive reader, and I'm a self-taught intuitive reader. I really just lean on my intuition. The cards is kind of like my tool to help channel these things through. I will try to announce or discern ahead of time to you all that when I am giving my opinion versus something what I think I'm interpreting from the cards versus when I'm like feeling like I'm tapped into something when I'm channeling, I try to give those separations so you know what's happening, especially since you can't see my face. It is leaving a lot to for me to translate. But I'm also want to make sure that you keep in mind as we go through this reading that because I am human, because I am an intuitive interpreter, as I oftentimes like to tell you, there are going to be moments in my readings where I misinterpret something, I mistranslate something, I misspeak. Um, that comes with the territory. I'm human. I try my best. I'm going to try to give you the full information and everything that I'm like picking up on as best as I can. But of course, because I'm using YouTube's platform, I do have to abide by their community guidelines. So there are certain things that I cannot say. So I try to speak around it. Or there are certain things where I just misinterpret it and I kind of mislead you or give you the wrong information. I try not to do that. I try to give it as best as I can. I try to give it to you straight, no chaser, but it is what it is. Outside of that, and because of the tool that I'm using, the mediumship that I am using to provide this message, or I should say the medium, the mediumship is a joke, but the medium that I'm using to provide this message to you all, I do have to tell you that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Not saying that this situation is for entertainment, especially this particular reading is for entertainment. But I do have to issue, that legalese there, that caution, that tagline, just because, again, if I misspeak, I don't want somebody to be like, oh, I'm going to go after you for everything that you are and this shirt off your back just because you misspoke on something. Because, people are very lawsuit heavy around here. So, with all of that being said, let's get into this reading. Okay. So, first things first, I want to see why the police arrested Prince Andrew, and not because, I want to clarify, it's not just because, he's in the Epstein files. It's a lot of people, it's a lot of people that's in the Blankstein files. But I'm reading on this on exactly what charges or what point of the investigation that they're trying to hammer in on, or the line that they're trying to go down in order to kind of like start a case or pin a case on whoever whenever it comes through. So that's what I mean when I say why did they arrest him? Because I'm pretty sure I heard that he was only held in custody for like a few hours and then he was released. I think he's back on the streets. So I do want to see what's the real reason, what's the real case that they're trying to pin on him, or if they're just trying to get information out of him. They're going after a bigger fish. So that's what I mean when I say why did they actually arrest him? I do know that much legal of the legal process to know that. So I am getting here the Nine of Cups, happiness, and then the Prince of Cups in reverse here. Or am I just going to get a lot of the emotions? The Four of Swords, truce here. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting him too, but they may be just off dangling a carrot in front of him and saying like, "Hey, we'll give you a lesser sentence if you roll on somebody else. The more information you can get us, to get other people, the less your sentence will be. We are willing to kind of like bargain that on your behalf, but we need to know names, we need to know dates, we need to know locations, we need to know any rumors, anything of note that you can give us, even if you think it was minor or minuscule, anything that you can remember, provide that. Allegedly, that's what I think this is. um because I'm seeing here with the Nine of Cups happiness, and I don't know if this is the authorities per se or if this is Andrew, because I'm inclined to believe it's for the authorities, since I'm looking into why the authorities is going after Andrew. And so I want to say this is probably leaning more so towards them. The Nine of Cups here, this is like wishes being granted, wishes being fulfilled. So you are happy about that. There is happiness there. There is some things are going on and going to happen here. With the Prince of Cups, this could be a particular person that they're going after, or it's a situation. Maybe this is just an emotional situation. Like, we see that there is a lot of public outrage going on about this. Look at all this blue too. We see that there is a lot of public outrage going on around this. So we really we need names, we need dates, we need locations, we need other people that you think was there, whatever the case may be. And then with the Four of Swords truce, this makes me feel like, especially with the swords being here, there was some legal agreement or grounds being laid out for sentencing and for this basically. I don't think this is like security or political theater. I don't think they were just doing this because I know some people are assuming that's probably what was going on, that the British police or whatever arrested Andrew to make it seem like they're actually holding people accountable, and to give themselves like a pat on the back, like, oh, we're bagging a big fish on this or whatever. I think some of it is political theater, but I think it's more so like, no, we really need additional information, because I feel like this is something that's trying to come through. Allegedly, I'm not saying that this is exactly what it is, but I think there's probably something here where it's like, well, we can't get it from Ms. Dufresne anymore. She's no longer on this side with us, so we can't ask her. So the only other person that we know that she named verbatim that we have the power to kind of like tap into and to excuse me, the only person that we know that she mentioned that was like verbally named was you. So you're our next thread that we can get the pull on. So here we are on your doorstep. FBI, open up, Let's see if I can get any more clarity here. Why do I feel like Virginia? Why do I feel like Miss Dufresne is wanting to come through? I did do a reading on her as well. I will link that to this video later at a later time because I can't do it live. I feel like this is about to get hijacked. I feel it coming. I feel like this is about to give me a totally different message than what I want. And I'm just going to go with the flow because what's meant to be is what's meant to be. I believe the middle one fell first. We have the Five of Hearts, aka the Five of Cups, coming up in reverse here, and then this is followed by the Ten of Clubs. This is also coming up in reverse. This is dealing with a social engagement. See, yeah, this social engagement with the Prince of Cups, I feel like this is alluding to another person. I like how these cards are mimicking essentially what's on top. The support is speaking of a group. And this is also talking about the Eight of Diamonds or the Eight of Coins in that situation as well. So you have the support here. So like, who else was involved? It feels like who was in collaboration? Who was the boys? Who was in a good old boys club? I keep getting like, give us Give us information, give us names, give us dates. Otherwise, we have no problem throwing a book at you. And just making your life a living hell. We're just going to apply pressure on you. The social engagement here, this makes me feel like, again, they're going after a person. Maybe it's somebody that they suspect. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say yes because my candle flickering. I feel like it's somebody that they suspect, but they don't have concrete evidence or anything kind of like linking them to the um, I want to say incident or the location or something like that. They don't have concrete evidence or witnesses or something like that that has been willing to come forward or say anything to link this person. It's somebody maybe they that's been alluded to or that they assume or they have a stronger feeling about, but they can't exactly identify this person. I feel like that's coming through. I think that's what it is. I think they're going after. I do think it's a bigger fish that they're going through, but I don't think they're going. They're trying to reel in, but I don't think they're ready to let go of Andrew either. I don't think he's gonna like be out of sight, out of mind with this either. And what do you know? The Apprentice. Are they looking for somebody that could be a co-conspirator? Another co-conspirator? Because as far as I understand, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew isn't actually listed as a co-conspirator. He's like one of the people who, like, I guess you would say is a guest. One of the attendees or something. I don't know what you would call them. He's part of the crime, but he's not actually in the top ranking or like was helping contribute to, Blankstein kind of like avoiding authorities, or you know what I mean? I don't think he's not that big of a dog when it comes to this situation. Maybe to you and I, because of his social status, he is. But I feel like when it comes to the Blankstein case in particular, I think there's certain individuals that are more elusive, that worked more closely, was a bit more sinister, a bit more careful, and kind of like how they were involved, and they're trying to keep that covered up. Look, relationship. And then we have new beginnings. This is coming up in reverse. This is the Ace of Wands, essentially. Maybe somebody that left the relationship. Okay, are they looking for the financer? Who was really the money, the purse? Who was really the purse? The string purse, whatever. Who was really the purse strings? Yes. Who was really the purse strings behind this? Give us that, because the amount of money we were seeing, or the amount of money that was alluded to being had in this, who was the people who had coins? Maybe they're going to try to do a financial maybe that's how they're going to try to get a charge out of this. When it comes to countries, when it comes to governments, and it comes to the shitcoins, you can't play with them. We ain't get a cut of that. Absolutely not. Oh, you wrap it up. You're going to jail because I didn't get my cut. That's mainly with governments. I know basically here in America. If I ain't get my cut of it, I don't. It's screw what you did. What you didn't do was you didn't cut me in on it. So now we got a problem. So I wonder if that's the angle that they're going in for. Because now they can start tying. If they can start tying money, or where the money was stored at, or who provided the money, if they can get that information, hey, we got you dead to rights. Okay, what is going to be the outcome of Andrew's arrest here? Let's see. Okay, this one card wants to come out. Oh, we do have the Knight of Discs. See, look. I don't think this Knight of Discs comes as too much of a surprise. If you have been watching what's been going on, they are definitely trying to use him as a social pariah of sorts, I guess. Not that it's not deserved, but you see he's lost a lot of his status. I think even right now they're thinking about removing him from the line of succession. They've already removed his title. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't know if he. Okay, another thing that's coming through, I'm hearing dead weight. Dead weight. Do the royal family think he's dead weight? His brother? Especially right now when like the monarchy is in this space, and I've done some readings on the monarch, the British monarchs. You can, it's a whole playlist. Um, I, at least the last time I read on them, and I had to come out. They're in this space right now, and I feel like this is public sentiment. I don't think it's just a me thing. A lot of people, they are having to fight and defend why they are still necessary. Why are they still around? What's their purpose? There is a lot of, I know there's a lot of like, they're kind of on a whipping post as well, because a lot of their territories and the colonized areas that they come from, a lot of people are trying to reclaim their time, reclaim their treasures, reclaim their people, reclaim their history from them. They don't want to just be a footnote in British history. They don't want the lies and stuff being told in the textbooks and to their children and stuff anymore. A lot of people are giving pushback, and I'm wondering if one of the big things, I feel like Andrew is going to fall either way, is because now the monarchy, or what's her name, Megan, call it, the establishment is like, you're a dead weight, you're too much trouble, this is too much heat, you're costing us too much at this point, no bueno, you got to go. Oh, what's this? Ace of Cups. I'm seeing that lady from that video where she was like, that is very low vibrational with this Ace of Cups. That is very low vibrational. We don't want that. We're not touching that. And look what else came up in reverse. Ooh, Queen of Disc. Queen of Disc and the Knight of Disc. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so I do have the Eight of Cups here. This is indolence. We do also have the Six of Disc, success. Look. And then now I'm also getting the Seven of Disc, failure. Ooh. Yeah, Andrew, I don't think this is going to wrap up nice for you. So you might as well just try to make it as easy as possible. Because the chickens are coming home to roost, okay? I don't think I really need clarity on this, but, to be fair, because I want to make sure that this is clean and clear, okay? I need some clarity on the outcome. And, I'm going to have to pull cards because I feel like somebody else wants to talk in the middle of this. Yeah, look, we also have the Seven of Diamonds here is coming up in reverse. Whatever you're trying to do, it won't work. Now I'm also getting that episode in SpongeBob where he's like, there's two things in this house that won't work. What are you saying? I have to lighten this. Up. I know some people will probably be happy to hear about this news, but I have to lighten this up. Because yeah, this is sicko. Look, decision is coming up. The Two of Swords here coming up in reverse, or the two. Yeah, I said Two of Clubs, aka the Two of Swords. A decision that's not good. Look, ideas. This is also coming up as the swords in reverse here. I think he's going to be backed into a corner. Maybe he's going to try and exhaust all that he can until he comes to realize that he's not going to be able to talk his way out of it, or status symbol his way out of it, or pay his way out of it, and he's going to have to comply. Because I think people at this point, again, some of the political theater and the public ire and all of that, it's not on his side either. I think this was really helping push this through. Now, does this still look out of focus to you all? I'm gonna try that one more time. But I think a lot of that is just, it's not helping him. It's not in his favor. The odds are not in your favor, and so I think there's just, yeah, there's an issue here. And look at what I get here: the 9 of coins, aka the 9 of diamonds. This is the rest card, and we also getting communication. You better get on that phone. You better phone a friend. Ooh, news. I think it's probably going to be bad news. Because this is also coming, I think this is coming up in reverse. No, this is in the upright. Never mind. I thought this was coming up in reverse. But it's in the upright. This is, so maybe it's going to be some good news. Maybe somebody is talking, saying something. Maybe he's no longer trying to hide behind something. I do think he's probably trying to use his relationship and stuff like that, like who he's related to and everything. But to me right now, it doesn't feel in this current energy that things are going to shake out quite right. Lastly, now I told you, I feel like somebody is trying to come through. I was going to pull on something else, but I feel like, let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my cards is trying to explode out of my head. What is this? Oh. What is this? Ooh. Somebody is not happy. Somebody is not happy. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure who this is I'm speaking to, but I feel like it may be Miss Dufresne, because I feel like that was trying to come through. But I do think, whether or not somebody is a little upset here with this, with the outcome. It kind of feels like you're focused on the wrong things. You're not going after the right people. This is a hack job. Like, you're paying more it's almost like you're paying more attention to what is being said or what has been released versus what has not been said. And that's where the true story is. That's where the real players are. Who hasn't been really mentioned, who hasn't really been said, who hasn't really been brought forth to the front, who, who's being a little too quiet, in hopes that people just kind of like stop talking about them. It's kind of like you're focused on the wrong thing. It's more so what I'm getting. You're not going after the real person of power. You're not going after the real person who, dabbled and dealt with stuff. You're not talking to the real person or pressing the real person that you need to in order to get your answers. And I think it's somebody that we already know, somebody that's already very visible. I will say the underlying cards I am getting here is the Queen of Wands. Somebody is very beautiful, maybe not emotionally mature, and then maybe not financially well off, or at least on paper, they're not financially well off, because we get in that there. But it is someone, is this about Ghislaine? Allegedly. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Can I get clarity on this message just coming through? Why is this message coming through? See, yeah, something is definitely coming out with the money. And look, notice this romance card is coming up again. So maybe I would say at a minimum, and I know this is casting a very wide net, but I'm doing it on purpose because I don't know all of the ins and outs of the Blankstein files, and I'm not going to because I'm not reading all that stuff. I got other things, and I don't have time or the leisure of all the time to kind of just go through endless files and papers. No, I have other things to do, and quite frankly, I don't want to get bogged down with all of that. I can't handle it. But I would say maybe they need to start looking at who were some of the people who were more romantically involved in this situation. Maybe it's a woman. Maybe it's a woman involved in here, or maybe it's somebody who had amorous feelings here that, oh, we read a little email from this person or a message or an incident or something where, this person or this woman seems to have very, again, amorous feelings about Blankstein, and they kind of just went away. But maybe she was his madame, or his purse, or his influence. Because I would say, doesn't always have to be money, as you can see here. For this, it could, what's their power, what's their status. Maybe it's somebody that you need to look a little closer to, but you're probably focusing more so on somebody that you feel like you're going to get bigger pats on the back for. You're going to get bigger rewards for, when you're not really trying to solve the case. It seems like you're more so going, okay, that's what it is. Okay, it feels like allegedly the energy is kind of coming through of like you're more so focusing on the people that you can get the accolades and the recognition and stuff for. You'll bring attention instead of you actually trying to focus in on solving and getting to the bottom of the and the roots of this case and what's going on and where it stems from. That's what it is. Somebody is a little upset about that. It's like I kind of get that Will Smith. I think that was the Will Smith memes. Like, how did he not see me? I'm right here in front of you. How did you not see this? I literally led you to the person's doorstep. You got them right in the palm of your hands. They have you eating out the palm of their hands, and you are not doing anything about it. You're looking right over this person. You're not digging deeper. You need to go in and thoroughly investigate and do investigative work. You not just to close the case and say, well, we got the bigger names and stuff. You need to really focus in on who actually caused the problem. But maybe that's why you're doing this. Maybe that's why you're doing all of this security and political theater, because you're not actually trying to get to the bottom of it, because you know how you don't, like, either or you are afraid of how deep and how far this will is spread out, and you don't want to get to the bottom of it. That's kind of like the metaphor I'm getting here. Okay, whoever that was, yeah, thank you for that message. Thank you for that message. Ooh, I got a little lighter in here. Thank you. Okay. Touche. Thank you. Okay, so lastly, let's see. What is the royal family's attitude? I feel like it's only right. What is the royal family's attitude in regards to this Prince Andrew situation? Off with his heads. We want no connections. What do we have to do? Oh, look, see, worry. Don't worry about a thing. Yeah, no, y'all should fucking worry. I'm sorry, I'm still not off their neck. Ooh, this wanted to pop out oppression, the 10 of Wands here. Damn, you know what's, and it shouldn't be that crazy. It's basically like, hey, you're a threat to my power and my status and all that I hold dear in the world that I know, and my power and my money and my comfortability and my creature comforts. You're putting that at risk. You have got to go. I said, good day, sir. Get out that door. Look, you're putting my at risk, man. Me and my wife is arguing. Hell no, I gotta get the fuck out. Ooh. And I think at this point, they feel like it's a futile fight. Like right now, it's kind of too hard to do anything. Ooh, the Hierophant. Ooh, it's because of the people. I think it's because of public pressure. And then we also have death. And I think it's also the example of like, we need to show that we are different. That this is the reason why you can, it's kind of like they're trying to make a claim of like, this is why you still need us. It's making a point. Diana, is that you? The bottom of the deck as well, because I believe she is a Cancer. And look at the card that was underneath here. Oh, sorry, my thumb is over it. The Queen of Cups. I wonder, is that why not William, Harry is also clearing out the way too. Maybe they caught wind of this ahead of time. Who knows, child? You never know with the rich and the powerful. Gotta control all the narratives. They could know years, months in advance and be like, well, that's when it comes up, we'll deal with it then. So many corrupt things we do. We just, allegedly, we'll just play it on the roulette wheel and keep it moving. Which one are we dealing with today? Which situation do we want to manipulate and drum up and deal with today? Because so much. See, I'm protecting my coins, my wealth, my status. And if anybody threatens that, you got to get the fuck out the way. Oh, dog eat dog world. But are we surprised? I know I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. We seen how the stuff rolled out with Meghan and Harry and stuff. I'm not surprised. Planning. See, look, planning for the future. What's coming up. This also wanted to pop out. This is obstacles, the 5 of wands here, 5 of clubs, but it is coming up in reverse. It's like, yeah, this is not a fight we can take on right now. There's too many other fires. And if anything, you are providing us an opportunity to make an example out of you and to further cement why we are needed and why we are around and why we do what we do and how we don't feel like we're exempt from the people, that we are very much aware of what's going on or whatever the story is that they want to spin. It's, look, worry. They are very much worried about how this is going to play out, if this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for them in their reign and their rulership, on top of everything that's been going on. People have been asking for the French Revolution with them. But I mean, this was all the rich and powerful because, it's class warfare, not race warfare. Trying to figure out a solution. Notice that this is the 6 of spades, aka the 6 of swords here. I do want to make note of that. We also do have the Queen of Swords here. And here we go with that news card again. How can we change the story? How can we have this, wash out to where it's in, our best interest, to where we use this to our best advantage? I'm putting my best public relations people on it, our best legal team, our, media sources, whatever we need. We're throwing it all at the wall, and we're going to the wall and making sure that this sticks and that, none of this sticks to us. We got to get this done. Reconvene at a later date. I want to hear something in 2 days. Okay. That's very much what this is giving here. So yeah, I don't think this reading is that much of a surprise to anybody. But But again, if it is a surprise to you, if there was something in this that I kind of touched on that revealed something a little bit more or an inkling that you have, please feel free to drop it down in the comment section below. I want to hear your inputs as well. If you like this reading, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you can see the next time I drop a video. Okay, make sure to hit that notification bell, selecting it to all. With all of that being said, I thank you so much for joining me for this reading, for being here, for watching this. Even if you are a part of the replay family, I still thank you. Your view is still appreciated, is still valued, because you could have gave your attention to anyone else. So again, with all that being said, I want to give you a big thank you, and may you have a great night, day, or morning, wherever you are. And I will see you tomorrow for the reading that we are going to be doing on the Epstein search, on his Zorro Ranch that the New Mexican government is getting into. So yeah, see you back here tomorrow. It should be around the same time. All right, bye.